comes back in, and there's a nail sticking out of the back of his head, and it's like deep in the back of his head.
Jesus. Yeah, didn't he die?
Yeah, I killed him.
Okay. I just needed a refresher to remember.
Yeah, he's dead. The orgy server. Of course.
Yes, the orgy server. That's crazy. There's drama in the the Lego Battles Reddit.
I guess. We used to play 3 people on a Chromebook, which you have to understand that is the most cramped keyboard. We had 3 hands.
You're like, shut down. It's like, all right, shutting down. Brain like, no, not. Yeah. Beware of the well. Sometimes you can still hear them at night whispering, "Arigato." Welcome to my Facebook Live.
Welcome back to the TGOM podcast, episode 37. It is actually the OGOM podcast, one gamer, one microphone. As you can see, there is one gamer, and that's it. This week, Nick is not answering me. I've messaged him. We set up a date on last Sunday, the week we missed, and he did not respond on that Sunday when I asked him later that day, I guess. And then I texted him a few other times, and he still has not responded to me. I know what he's doing. He's working. He works late now, so it's harder for us to get together and make this thing happen. So, it's just hard now. So, but it's not the end of the podcast or anything. It's not going to become a one-man show, if you will. It'll still be a 2-man show. Just for this week, it'll be a 1-man show, like it was that one week while I was in New York. But that was a depressing episode, and this one will be hopefully 10 times better than that one. But I can't promise anything because I am still the same person. So this week, lots of stuff happened. Actually, last 2 weeks, lots of stuff has happened. First of all, friend of the podcast, Dream, recently was I believe accused of, or maybe not accused, but like there was information that came out that was like pointing to him probably maybe being a pedophile or groomer or something like that, which he's a Minecraft YouTuber, what do you expect? But, that's just me. So I need to go to Twitter because that's where everything is. I really know nothing about it, and honestly, I'm not gonna sit here and Google stuff for like an hour. So I'm just gonna tell you that's what happened. That Dream was like, he did his face reveal, and all of a sudden, a few days later, people were like, "Oh, great, he's a pedophile now" or something. So I kind of looked into it. There was, in fact, some people making claims that he had done things. I don't quite remember as to why. This was like before the last episode when I saw, or maybe the day of the last episode I saw it, and I didn't like talk about it because I wanted to talk about it with Nick, but see where that got me. And yeah, so I didn't talk about it. So I really don't know the validity. At the end of the day, proving whether or not it's valid is kind of a slippery slope because you can't really be like, oh, you're lying, because if that person isn't lying, then one, you look like an idiot, and two, you're just being an asshole, like you're not supporting the person who was groomed or harassed, whatever. So it's, I don't want to say anything like it's true, it's not true, whatever, because I don't know. And that's where I'll stand on that one. Another big thing, I've saw this since the beginning. Bayonetta 3, a new game that came out, I think, like yesterday. The voice actress who played or voiced Bayonetta, I guess played would also be the right word, who voiced Bayonetta, did not come back for this installment, the third game. She voiced in the first and the second one, But then on this one, she like released a Twitter video or a couple Twitter videos, I think, and was like, "Hey guys, don't buy the game because they offered me what I think she said $4,000, I think, for the entire game, which is criminally low. Like union levels of or no union levels of low. Which I think she is part of a union, but that doesn't matter. So anyways, so a few days went by. Everyone jumps on her backs like, yes, no one will buy this game. No one is going to buy this game, you know. And then a few days later, an article comes out and is like by I think The Verge, maybe something like that. I don't remember. You can see how much research I do for this show. I do look things up, but I sometimes am like, I'll remember it, and then I don't remember it. And also, it's been 2 weeks because again, I think this started while Lindsay was like before the last episode. And again, I was like, I want to talk about this with Nick and not Lindsay because Lindsay wouldn't know what she's talking about. Not that Nick knows what he's talking about, but I like to think I like it when he thinks he knows what he's talking about, so that I can topple him and stomp him into the mud. That's a joke. I'm kidding. Um, that was really mean. I feel like I'm coming at this like a vendetta. Like I'm just super angry. I'm not angry. I mean, I know he's busy. I just wish he would respond to me. Anyways, moving on to actually what we're talking about. Bayonetta 3. So she says $4,000. Article comes out and it's like, well, from what we were researching on who we talked to, this is a fallacy. She was offered a lot more for the I think it's like oh 10. It's in the tens of thousands. I think for the entire game. I think it's definitely higher than the number she gave. Oh, I think it was like maybe five. Was it 5,000-6,000 per session for 4 sessions? I think, which is why I'm getting the 10,000. Maybe it was something like that. It was more than she was saying she was going to get. So she's yeah, this comes out, and everyone's like, "Oh wait, we just got lied to and played like a fiddle," and then they're all mad at her, rightfully so. Um, and then like this article was like, well, we tried to get in contact with her, and all she said was that they're lying, but no evidence to prove that they are lying. So yeah, that didn't go anywhere really. People still bought the game. And I don't know. I've never played Bayonetta. I know the character from Super Smash Brothers, and that's about And My Wet Dreams, and that's about it. That'd have been way funnier if I had thought of it on time, but whatever. So that's the Bayonetta 3 drama. It looks fine. I mean, I'm not a big fan of beat 'em ups, which is kind of what it is. But she is pretty hot, so it may make me buy it. Probably not. She's British. Yeah, no, she's British. So that's those two. What else can I talk about? That's all I got on that. Yikes. Oh, I know what I'm talking about. Persona 5 Royal released on everything other than PlayStation. Which is massive. It came out like 2016, 17. Well, 5 came out in 2015, I think. But Royal came out a few years after because I don't know why. Um, it's like it's a it's the same game but with like extra things attached to it, kind of. That's what the Persona games kind of do. There's the Persona 4, and then it comes out with Persona 4 Golden, the Golden, I guess, whatever. And then Persona 4 the Golden has like minor story changes, like the same ending or whatever. It's just that the way you get there is very slightly different. And also with Persona 4, which is one that I'm more familiar with, 'cause I haven't played very much of Persona 5 because it's just a very daunting game. Most Persona games are. Persona 4 the Golden had a whole separate city for like building up social links with your companions. with the search part. No, the what are they called? Not the search party. They're called the investigation crew group. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyways, you can build up your social link with them by going to this thing and like taking them on dates and then watching movies with them. You can watch movies to raise your guts or your knowledge or whatever, all those extra things that just kind of annoying more than anything, but because you want to say something to someone and then it's like you don't have the guts to say that, and it's like, okay, thanks, game. um it's really that it's really, I know it's like it gives it a reason, it like it okay it it makes it so that it is worth that 100 hours, I guess, because you're like constantly doing things. It doesn't feel like it's empty, better way to put it, because you're constantly trying to get that next level of knowledge or guts so you can talk to that. I hate the word, but you can talk to that waifu of yours. I don't hate the word, but I don't like using it because it makes me sound like a weeb, which I am not. I watched anime. Last time I watched anime was like, actually, it wasn't that long. Damn. Yeah, because I watched Edge Runners. Oh man, darn. Well, played into my own trap. Doesn't matter. Anyways, so Persona 5 Royal is Persona 5 with minor changes. It's pretty fun. My biggest gripe, not really a gripe, but the battle theme for Royal is astronomically better as a battle theme than the one from the base game, Persona 5. I don't know why I needed to say that because it's just Persona 5 Royal without the Royal part. Takeover is such a good banger song. Like you run into an enemy and then it starts playing and it is like the most catchy song. It is so good, as opposed to the other song, which I keep forgetting the name of, which on its own is a fine song. I do like it, but I have heard it a lot, so I'm kind of tired of hearing it. It's like the Don't Stop Believing. You hear that so many times, you're like, you know what? I want to stop believing. And I want you to stop playing that song. For the love of God, please. My ears are bleeding. Anyways, so you hear that, and the other song will play too, but Takeover is like the main song that plays. Same thing with Persona 4 Golden. It has like a separate battle song that sometimes plays the Persona 4 battle song, which both of those songs I love very much. They're both on my like 18-hour playlist. But I don't know. It's like when you start a battle with Takeover, it feels like so cool, and then when you do like the baton passing, the baton passing, whatever, and you're high fiving each other, and that guitar is playing, and take over, da 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 da, ba da ba da ba da. It's awesome. It feels great. It really gets the blood pumping. You're like, I want to fight these shadows. But then the other one plays, and you're kind of like, yeah, okay. Because there's like there's like breaks in the song. Like it slows down, then it speeds up, then it slows down, then it speeds up, then it slows down. But Takeover is like a constant, like pretty high, like upbeat power, like a power anthem. Like, you got this, take over it, do it, yeah. And the other one's, like, it starts off, and then it's like pretty high beat, and then it like stops. And then if you beat the game or beat the or fight the battle fast enough and end it fast enough, like you won't even hear the chorus. Like you won't even get to the good part of the song before it's over. And it's like, okay, well then that was a waste of time. Like, so it doesn't get me hype like Takeover does. On its own, it's a fine song. Yeah, I don't hate it, obviously. If I hated it, I wouldn't be playing the game. Or I would mute my television while that song starts playing. But so yeah, that's Persona 4, Persona 5, Persona 5 Royal. Is a great game. I don't know if I haven't played it very far, like I've said already. Just because it's very, very daunting. I've already said this, but I'm gonna kind of flesh out what I meant by that. Um, like mentioned earlier, you have your guts and your knowledge and your um there's three other ones. I can't name one. Your wow, your charm, I think is charm maybe one. Your the dodging skill. Your whatever. You have a bunch of those. And the only way to raise them is by well, for knowledge, the only way to raise it is by studying and studying. And I think maybe reading books. But the only time you can read a book is during a certain cutscene when you're on the train, like on the train to get to school. I have like 2 books. I have finished one because I have not gotten that cutscene again. So I'm poop out of luck, if you will. And the only way to raise the other 4 is by watching movies and reading books, and maybe and like other challenges around. Oh, and jobs, and then like random challenges around Tokyo, or just yeah, I guess it's Tokyo, around Tokyo. That's the only way you can raise it, and it's not that bad, whatever. The only problem is that every time you do one of those challenges, you get maybe 2 points, if you're lucky, 2 points into that skill that you're raising, but you need like 50 to raise it 1 level, and there's 5 levels. And you do certain dialogue options and certain like things until you have raised that bar, if you will, So it's kind of annoying, like I said, when you get into those conversations and it's like you don't have the guts to say that. And it's like I've watched 15 movies and I still can't say I like you. It's so annoying. It's very annoying. And that's mainly where I run into the problem. um, is that yeah, it's just that single dialogue option that you cannot press, and it's like the one that I was like I would press. I would say that hopefully. No, I would say that. It's like that's what I would say, and it's like no, you wouldn't say that. It's like cool, fine game. And what really doesn't make sense is to start On's social link or whatever it's called in this game. It's not a social link. It's called something else. You have to have a high enough charming level or whatever the charming is called. To raise that, here's the kicker. That's not okay. Wait, that was wrong. Actually, the thing is, she has already like opened up to you when you didn't even know each other. So it's like, why do I have to be nice now when I barely had to say anything before for her to talk to me? It's like, did she raise her standards overnight? Like, what happened? If anything, we've gotten closer. So now she like doesn't want to talk to me unless I'm kinder or charming. Oh, wait, no, maybe kinder. It doesn't matter. It's one of those two. It's just weird. It's gameplay reasons. I get it. I haven't gotten very far. I've said this like 15 times. I keep saying my same words over and over again. But I think I like Persona 4 more. Just I don't know. Persona 5 does have some bangers in it. Lots of the tracks. I mean, from what I've heard from Persona 4 and 4 and 5, like all the songs are bangers. Like every song is a banger. It's like, is it a song that plays for 10 seconds when you're in a cutscene or you're in a transition period? It's a banger. They go out, they burn down the studio, they make it so hot. Like it's annoying how good the music is. And it's like not only just good, but it's like it's like every time you hear it, you can like if you don't listen to it, you still know it's there, and you're like still kind of jamming out to it. And even though it's like, even when you're like 60 hours in and you hear that song for like the 10 trillionth time, you're still you kind of jiggle in your chair a little bit, kind of dance, because it just does not get old. Um, and then which is probably another reason why I don't like the original battle song, is because like I'm tired of hearing it. And I hadn't even played the game until like 8 days ago, and I was tired of it because I had heard it before. Um, so, but with Persona 4, is the music is so good, like, oh, and the characters. I love the characters in Persona 4. I adore the characters in Persona 4. And that's why Yukiko has been my Discord profile picture for so long. One, because I'm too lazy to change it, and two, just because I love her character a lot. Um, like Yosuke is frankly homophobic, but he's like also just he's like lonely, and like he's just looking for friends, and he's like homesick of where he used to live, and it's like that's so, and he gets bullied, and it's so sad, and it's like you shouldn't be homophobic, but like you're so you're that you're so sweet, you're just misguided, you know. And then there's Kanji, who is like having trouble finding his like sexuality. He like doesn't know who he is really, and he's such a cool character. So cool. Like he can beat anyone up. Yet he's so gentle on the inside. It's awesome. Um and there's of course Chie, who wasn't my favorite, still isn't my favorite, but I still love Chie. She's feisty, she's like a tomboy, and she's like upset that people don't she okay, how do I word this? Her whole thing is that she wants to be more like a girl, but at the same time she like likes who she is. So she doesn't want to be outcasted for being who she is, I think, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I watched that cutscene. And Yukiko wanted to kind of escape what she thought she was like trapped into, which is like her family in. Um, but then she realized that like she's not trapped. She has the choice to stay or leave, but everyone here loves her. So she's like, well, I was overreacting, whatever. And I can keep going. There's only two more characters, but but Teddy sucks. Teddy's the worst. I hate Teddy. Rise's fine, but I hate Teddy. Teddy can die in a hole, and I would not be sad. Um, Morgana, on the other hand, I like Morgana. Morgana is very funny. I like having a cat in my bag that perches out when it's meowing and talking. It's very cute. Um, what else is there to talk about? Persona 4 and Persona 3 are coming out, and I think like I don't know, January, February, March, something like that. Next year I think sometime. So I'm excited for that because I am going to buy Persona 3 and maybe 4 for this third time. Okay. I have a long story with Persona 4. I'll talk about this and then maybe a few other things actually, because I'm actually on a roll right now. Persona 4. Nope. Yes, Persona 4. I originally bought Persona 4 Golden. 2019, 2020, somewhere in there. And I was playing it on my old computer before I got this one, and it ran fine. I loved it. I somehow sat myself down and mashed A through 2 hours of dialogue, despite being me, who would normally click out of it. But then again, I had like no expectations for the game, so I was just kind of along for the ride. So maybe that's why I sat along. Um, Also, the murder kind of intrigued me, so I was like kind of curious. Anyways, um, I So I played through it. I never beat it, but I met Yukiko, my love. And then I got to a point in the game where like I realized I realized I couldn't go forward because I had done something wrong, or two, I could go forward, but I would not get the good ending. And I was like, well, I have to restart. So I restarted. So I restart, play not that far through, and then I got a new computer. And then I downloaded, obviously tried to play Persona 4 on it probably a few months later, because I think I took a break from playing it. And I pulled it up, and just this horrible visual glitch happened. I think I've talked about this on the podcast. Horrible, like you couldn't tell a quarter from a $50, which you probably can anyway. I should have said quarter from a penny. That would make more sense, but whatever. We're already here. It was terrible. So I couldn't play it, and I was sad. So few months later, definitely a few months later, I was on eBay, and I started like buying things on eBay. That's where I got my $70 copy of Melee. Don't talk to me about it. It was an accident. And I was like, I want to play Persona 4. I'm gonna buy it for my PlayStation 2 because I know it's the PlayStation 2, and I have one of those down there. So I go online and I find it, and I'm like, yes, with the whole case and everything, and 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 the music disc. So that's the most important part, and the manual, but whatever. So, excuse me. So, bought it, got it, and I played it. And now I'm further than I've ever further before. So, I'm pretty excited. However, this current dungeon I'm in is kicking my ass. um, it's like I mean, it's really cool. I mean, all the dungeons are sick. Like, cause it's so personalized to the character, right? Like every stand is not stand. Every persona is personalized. Every boss is personalized. It's so cool. It's so cool. Um, but the way to get into the final boss room is by completing this one floor on this one floor, like the seventh floor. It's like a floor where it's like a bunch of like four-way stops, I guess you could call it. And once you get to the center of said four-way stop, the camera will pivot, shift, if you will. And it will make you face it'll like shift your character from facing this way to like this way. Or from this way to this way, or that way, whatever. To go down a different hallway, and it messes with my brain and it hurts. But you have to clear out the entire level, and then find this like back area where you have to beat this certain boss, which actually isn't that hard, but it's kind of it's a bullet sponge, really. Not that you can use guns in the game yet. Well, not yet. You can't use them in 4, but anyways, so you have to like clear this boss out, and I already did it once. I already beat the boss once, and I was like, cool. So I like dipped out of there, came back the next day, and it was still locked. And I was like, what? How? Okay. So I went back down there, and there's still, and then the whole dungeon changes, like it's like how it works, like how you can walk through it. Like all the hallways are changed. Everything's different. So I had to re-find my way down 2 flights of stairs down to the 7th floor from the 10th floor, and then I have to go back through that entire thing and figure it out. And I'm not excited for it, and I'm purposefully taking a break because it's kind of a pain. So yeah, that's that. It's a great game though. So so good. So last thing I want to talk about is I got an email. Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday? 2 days ago? Somewhere in there. And it was from Hi-Rez, people who make Paladins, a game that I've talked about multiple times on the podcast. Game I have 310 hours in, 320 hours, something like that, of playtime. They emailed me saying, hey, MegaRedsFan, we missed you. We see you're not playing the game as much anymore. Would you please take this short survey? And I looked at it, and I was like, they're asking me to take a survey because I haven't played in a long time. I don't know. I've just never seen that before, and like it's been so long since I really stopped playing a very long time ago. Probably pre-pandemic, I was like done playing the game. But that didn't stop them from reaching out to me now for some reason and being like, "Hey, play our game." And to them, I say no. So I don't know. I may take this. I may take this survey. I may, cause I don't hate paladins. I honestly, I put 300 hours in the game because I loved the game. I did. I was addicted. I thought the characters were pretty cool. I thought, characters were pretty cool. I thought the gameplay was fun. I loved the game. It doesn't sound like it, but I did. And it just it was too much to play because you'd get teamed up with a bunch of damage dealers. Every new character came out was just a massive drain of fun because they could do 10 times more damage than you could, and just it killed the fun for me. Like I couldn't play Shaolin anymore, or yeah, I could play Shaolin, but I'd get absolutely waxed by every single other character because they could output 10 times as much damage as I could in maybe 10 seconds. So because Shaolin is a bow character, so yeah, he does very short damage, very slow damage, but decently high damage, but slow. So it's like there's no point to play this character. And another favorite character of mine, Bomb King. You throw bombs and then your right click detonates said bombs. It's really kind of cool. Another one of my favorites. I think I just said that. Again, that character basically obsolete. You can do the same thing with Vivian. Just hold down left click, and as long as you're hitting things, you're getting your ammo back. And as long as you're holding down left click, you're doing more damage to everything you hit. So it's like, why would I need to play Bomb King and maybe land my bombs on someone to blow them up and do tons of damage when I can just hold left click and do the same thing? So that's, yeah. They started focusing on like skins and just like pumping out new characters really. And every character just kind of, every new character from like, I don't know. Every new character really from maybe like Tiberius? No, before that. No. Probably Tiberius or Dread, one of those two. From there on, it kind of just turned into how much damage can we make one character do? Actually, it could have been Vivian, but whatever. Because there was like a turn where the character stopped being like kind of cool, and it kind of turned into damage dealers. Because there are some cool ones in there, but they're mainly just lame and kind of just boring. So yeah, it's sad, but that's you either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain, or you become Overwatch 2. So you know, I guess in that case I wouldn't technically be living. It's like you die and then you get resurrected, but only the shell of you is resurrected, but the inside is completely changed and is now a 25-cent coin machine where you can like lotto out character balls like at a Meyer or something. I don't know. I don't know why I said Meyer. There's like there's that one area of machines where you can like stick in quarters, and is it even quarters anymore? Is it multiple quarters? I don't know. I never looked. Whatever. I'm done. I'm gonna quit. My battery is not dying, but it's like I should have charged it. I didn't. I don't know why I didn't charge it. And honestly, I don't know what else I want to talk about. And I don't want to ramble on and waste someone's time. I don't want to waste your time, guys. Which is why I'm gonna keep rambling for 20 more minutes. No, I'm kidding. Thank you for listening to the TGOM podcast, the OGOM podcast. No, yeah. What's today? What's right now? Oh, it's not midnight. um, it is midnight. So Monday, October 31st. That I think 1 p.m. is when I said it. 'Cause that's when I said everything. An anniversary video is gonna come out. Please watch it. I worked pretty hard on it. Took me like a week to make, which maybe, I mean, there's only what 35 episodes to go through. I didn't put, oh no, 36 episodes to go through because I did put episodes from our recentest episode. So be sure to watch that, like this, watch this, and if you liked this one man on a microphone business, leave a comment, and maybe this will become a thing. I don't know. Maybe this will be a whole separate show instead of TGOM. Maybe it'll be TGOM single player. You know, that's what I named that one episode I did while I was in New York. Maybe I'll do that again. I don't know. I could have talked about how Paul Pelosi got beat up in a parking lot. It wasn't in a parking lot. It's a lot funnier to think it was a parking lot, but it wasn't a parking. It was somewhere else. But I don't need to talk about that. So thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting TGOM. Things are on the way, but they're not here yet, because that's what on the way means. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.